Hey guys, Deathscyp here from Y.C.G, your casual gamer, and welcome to part 2. Dot. Connect this to the 1 over here. And then we're going to leave it for 2 seconds, like this, and then it's going to go back to show the message. So we actually don't need anything else. So this here, don't need this anymore. Sorry for the caps locks, but it's not important. So as long as you guys understand what we're doing over here. So that's our program right here. Now, we just need to create the logic over here. So what's happening? So for that, we have our emissive material that we're going to set to this bar, to this line, and to this line. And to make it easier, I renamed them over here in the detail. I call the first static mesh to first line. You can do that too if you want. Second one to second line, and the third one to third line. That way, when I grab one and grab the other and grab the other over here, and I go inside my level and I make a reference to them, it doesn't give me like these random cubes that I don't know which one is the first one. That might be the problem with you guys. But now I know that the first line is going to be the first one to be lit in, the second one to be the second, and then the third one to be the last, because I named them. Now we need a material instance. We need a neon that's is supposed to become green, and I think I have one over here with the light material. You see, I already created it, but I'm going to delete it just to show you guys what we did. It's actually the emissive master, and we just created a material instance and call it green, like that. Double click inside and just set the color to a bright green, like this. That's all I did, and then it's actually just created like that. Super simple because we already created our emissive master, of course. So now, this button is going to become green when you interact with it. This is going to become green, this, and everything is going to be 1 second apart. So it looks like a long line that we're going to do over here, but it's actually just that. I could even speed up the video, and I might, just to show you guys how fast it goes over here. So the first thing that's going to happen is I'm interacting with the switch, so I'm going to set can interact with off. So to put it off. And I'm going to put the button create dynamic material instance, and it's the button over here, and we're going to set it to our green. And if you're not sure which green to take, make sure it's the material instance over here, and connect this to the return key over here, and this too. And now we continue. So now I said there was going to be 1 second over here. Oh, actually, you're pressing the button, so there should be a sound. So play sound. 2D, and I think this one was called console, was it? Season 2. It's called, oh, it's this one, the button click. So I'm clicking on it, go over here and put it here. Then there's going to be a delay of 1 second. Delay of 1 second. And then you repeat, you rinse and repeat. You just create dynamic instance. It's really just that over here. 2. A green. And then same thing over here, delay. And you know what? We're going to play the console on sound. Make sure when you put two sounds together, here is going to be the console on sound, just to make the sound when the neon are getting open. And I want to do a side note over here. Make sure that when you're playing two sounds apart, that there's a delay between it. If this wasn't there, and I would play my program right now, it wouldn't recognize the sounds. It would just only play one of the two because they're playing too fast at the same time. The event is firing too fast. But as long as there's a small delay between it, it's going to play both of them. Alright, so let's continue. Where were we at? Delay. You know, to make it easier, I could just grab this over here. Actually, this, and this. Control C, Control V. Like that. Bring it here. And just do this like that. And then connect the dots. And then grab it again. Control C, Control V. So you have to delay first, and you connect this to the thing. So now what's missing is we need to go get our, so we're going to need another delay over here. And now we need to activate our button down there. So we're going to go to the interaction. No, actually we just need to grab it over here. Make a reference. Create reference. Create dynamic instance for the button. Make it green. Like that. And then we're going to set. So I'm going to make a reroute over here. RER. And then add reroute node. And then set procedure to 2. And that's it, you're done. And the reason I chose procedure 2, it could actually be procedure 1, but since I already called this one activate switch, it won't work well. I prefer to keep my program clean, to just create another dispatcher and say activate door. And then I'm going to create a new thing over here and make it call the door. But since we're going to make it in part, I'm just going to do a print string over here, and we're going to set and say activate door, and you are done. So now if everything works, when I interact with the button that's on top over here, it's going to do all the little program that we just created together with the sound, and then when I go down, it's going to be the next thing. And to begin, so okay, let's just jump inside and see. So I will jump inside, I go up to the first console, it's going to say you need power, and there's going to be the weird little sound over here. And then when I go back up, I actually put this to make it faster, just so I don't have to go all around. You can do the same too if you want. So when I go up, now I'm going to activate the switch. It's going to do a little program, a little dance over here, and activate the button down. And if I try to interact with it again, it's going to say I don't need to interact with anymore. So, and if I go down, it activates the door, which we didn't do yet. Okay guys, so to activate the door, you're gonna have to be very careful with and follow these steps carefully, because you make one little mistake and it doesn't work. Okay, like per se, the door is, when you put a matinee sequence, it automatically switches the static to movable. But if you're doing it the way I'm going to do it, just to make it a little simpler, you have to manually yourself put it to movable, or else it's not going to move. You get it? So this here, first thing, set it to movable. Inside the console now, we're going to go and open the blueprint, and instead of the print string, we're going to call, make sure that it's call the activate door, and compile and save. And now you're done with this part. And inside the level blueprint, now we're going to make another binding. So bind, so custom event 2 times. First time is going to be bind event 2. Make sure you call it over here, or else it's not going to fire. Call bind event 2. And now we're going to get a reference to our console over here just by selecting it in our level and bind it. We're going to go like this and make sure that it's bind event to activate door. Make sure that it's bind event and not unbind, or else it's not going to work again. Connect them together and then make another custom event. Call it activate door. First thing that's going to happen is going to do once, because you don't want the player to be able to interact and do this thing twice. set the interaction to can't, being you can't interact with the button again. So I mean it's going to display the same message as when you activate the door. Make sure to bind these two together. See, there's already a mistake I did over here. And then you're going to need a reference to your door right over here. So select the door, go inside the level blueprint, and create a reference to. Get world location, and let's also get world rotation, like that. And from here we're going to do a move component to. So to make it simple, the target relative rotation is going to stay the same, so just put it like this, and the location is going to be its current location, so that's why we got the world location, plus 500, like so. And you connect this to the relative location. Now you just have to decide how long it's going to take to do the action. Me, it's going to be 3 seconds, and you can also add a sound. So play sound 2D, and let's get big metal door, like so, and like this. Now we're going to get everything over here, activate door to next area, compile and save, and everything should work now. And I've said that many times. I always do a little puny mistakes, so try to follow carefully. Same thing for the first part. If you messed up one of the binding, or it's not going to work. So make sure that everything is set accordingly. Save everything. Make sure that the static mesh over here is set to movable. And now if I jump inside the level and I press play, I get to the switch. Switch activates. I cannot interact with it anymore. And then when I activate the switch over here, the door opens all the way up, and I cannot interact with this one anymore. And you're ready to go for the next area. Now the only thing that would be missing over here is the lights in my intro are flashing around like emergency light, and I'm going to show you how to do this in the following episodes. Thank you very much, and have a great day.